right, we are in Deuteronomy, the fifth book of the Old Testament, the fifth book of the Torah, of which the Jewish faith puts all of their hope in those first five books. It is attributed to Moses. More than likely, it is a scribe of Moses is writing this stuff down as Moses dictates it, and after his life finishes it up. Um, this is a kind of a rehashing of everything that's taken place. Moses is giving some more laws, getting people straight because he's getting ready to let them go. They are going into the promised land. They're getting ready to. Their lives are about to change as they move into the different areas that they've been allotted. So let's go ahead and start reading for a little bit, and then we'll look at a map to see where we are at, just so we're on the same page. This is the message I'm reading from the New Century Version today. This is the message Moses gave to all the people of Israel in the desert east of the Jordan River. They were in the desert area near Suf, near Paran, and the towns of Tophel, Laban, Hazeroth, and Dizahab. The trip from Mount Sinai to Kadesh Barnea on the Mount Seir road takes 11 days. 40 years after the Israelites had left Egypt, on the first day of the 11th month, Moses told the people of Israel everything the Lord had commanded him to tell them. This was after the Lord had defeated Sihon and Og. Sihon was king of the Amorite people and lived in Heshbon. Og was king of Bashan and lived in Ashtaroth and Edrei. Now the Israelites were east of the Jordan River in the land of Moab, and there Moses began to explain what God had commanded. He said, "The Lord our God spoke to us at Mount Sinai and said, 'You have stayed long enough at this mountain. Get ready and go to the mountain country of the Amorites and to all the places around there, the Jordan Valley, the mountains, the western hills, the southern area, the sea coast, and the land of Canaan and Lebanon. Go as far as the great river, the Euphrates. See, I have given you this land, so go in and take it for yourselves. The Lord promised it to your ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and their descendants.'" Let's look at the map so you can see where we're at. Is the land of Moab. The Amorites are here. The king Og Bashan, Jordan River, east of the Jordan, Moab in this area, Heshbon. This is where they're hanging out as Moses is giving them their final instructions as they go into the land. At that time, I said, "I am not able to take care of you by myself, and the Lord your God has made you grow in numbers so that there are many of you as there are stars in the sky." Now remember, that's a quote of what God had told Abraham that his ancestors would be, that it would be so numerous as the stars in the sky. "I pray that the Lord, the God of your ancestors, will give you 1,000 times more people and do all the wonderful things he promised. But I cannot take care of your problems, your troubles, and your arguments all by myself. So choose some men from each tribe, wise men who have understanding and experience, and I will make them leaders over you." And you said, "That's a good thing to do." So I took the wise and experienced leaders of your tribes, and I made them your leaders, and I appointed commanders over 1,000 people, over 100 people, over 50 people, over 10 people, and made them officers over your tribes. Then I told your leaders, "Listen to the arguments between your people. Judge fairly between two Israelites and between an Israelite and a foreigner. When you judge, be fair to everyone. Don't act as if one person is more important than another, and don't be afraid of anyone, because your decision comes from God. Bring the hard cases to me, and I will judge them. At that time, I told you everything you must do." Then, as the Lord our God commanded us, we left Mount Sinai and went toward the mountain country of the Amorite people. We went through that large and terrible desert you saw, and we came to Kadesh Barnea. And I said to you, "You have now come to the mountain country of the Amorites, to the land the Lord our God will give us. Look, here it is. Go up and take it. The Lord, the God of our ancestors, told you to do this, so don't be afraid and don't worry." Then all of you came to me and said, "Let's send men before us to spy out the land." And they came back. They could come back and tell us about the way we should go and the cities we will find. I thought that was a good idea. So I chose 12 of your men, one of each tribe, and they left and went up to the mountains. And when they came to the valley of Eshcol, they explored it. They took some of the fruit from that land and brought it down to us, saying, "It is a good land that the Lord our God is giving us." But you refused to go. You would not obey the command of the Lord your God, but grumbled in your tents, saying, "The Lord hates us. He brought us out of Egypt just to give us to the Amorites, who will destroy us. Where can we go now? The spies we have sent have made us afraid, because they said the people are stronger and taller than we are, and the cities are big with the walls up to the sky, and we saw the Anakites there." Then I said to you, "Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of those people. The Lord your God will go ahead of you and fight for you as he did in Egypt. You saw him do it. And in the desert you saw how the Lord your God carried you, like one carries a child, and he has brought you safely all the way to this place. But you still did not trust the Lord your God, even though he had always gone before you to find places for you to camp. And a fire at night, a cloud during the day, he showed you which way to go. When the Lord heard what you said, he was angry and made an oath, saying, "I promised a good land to your ancestors, but none of you evil people will see it. Only Caleb, son of Jephunneh, will see it. I will give him and his descendants the land he walked on, because he followed the Lord completely. Because of you, the Lord was also angry with me and said, 'You won't enter the land either, but your assistant, Joshua, a son of Nun, will enter it.' Encourage him, because he will lead Israel to take the land for their own. Your little children that you said would be captured, who do not know right from wrong at this time, will go into the land. I will give the land to them, and they will take it for their own. But you must turn around and follow the desert road toward the Red Sea." Then you said to me, "We have sinned against the Lord, but now we will go up and fight, as the Lord our God commanded us." Then all of you put on weapons, thinking it would be easy to go into the mountains. But the Lord said to me, "Tell the people, you must not go up there and fight. I will not be with you, and your enemies will defeat you." So I told you, but you would not listen. You would not obey the Lord's command. You were proud. So you went up on them into the mountains, and the Amorites who lived in those mountains came out and fought you, and they chased you like bees and defeated you from Edom to Hormah. So you came back and cried before the Lord, but the Lord did not listen to you. He refused to pay attention to you. So you stayed at Kadesh a long time. Then we turned around and we traveled on the desert road toward the Red Sea, as the Lord had told me to do. And we traveled through the mountains of Edom for many days. Then the Lord said to me, "You have traveled through these mountains long enough. Turn north and give the people this command. You will soon go through the land that belongs to your relatives, the descendants of Esau, who live in Edom. They will be afraid of you, but be very careful. Do not go to war against them. I will not give you any of their land, not even a foot of it, because I have given the mountains of Edom to Esau as his own. You must pay them in silver for any food you eat and water you drink. The Lord your God has blessed everything you have done. He has protected you while you traveled through this great desert. The Lord your God has been with you for the past 40 years, and you have had everything you need." So we passed by our relatives, the descendants of Esau, who lived in Edom, and we turned off the Jordan Valley road that comes from the towns of Elath and Ezion-Geber, and traveled along the desert road to Moab. And then the Lord said to me, "Don't bother the people of Moab. Don't go to war against them, because I will not give any of their land as your own. I have given Ar to the descendants of Lot as their own. The Emites, who lived in Ar before, were strong people, and there were many of them. They were very tall, like the Anakites. The Emites were thought to be Raphites, like the Anakites, but the Moabite people called them Emites. The Horites also lived in Edom before, but the descendants of Esau forced them out and destroyed them, taking their place as Israel did in the land the Lord gave them as their own." And the Lord said to me, "Now go up and cross the Zered Valley." And so we crossed the valley. It had been 38 years from the time we left Kadesh Barnea until we crossed the Zered Valley. By then, all the fighting men from that time had died, as the Lord had promised would happen. The Lord continued to work against them to remove them from the camp until they were all dead. When the last of those fighting men had died, the Lord said to me, "Today you will pass by Ar, on the border of Moab. And when you come near the people of Ammon, don't bother them or go to war against them, because I will not give any of their land as your own. I have given it to the descendants of Lot for their own." The land was also thought to be the land of the Raphites, because those people who lived there, but the Ammonites called them Zamzumites. They were strong people, and there were many of them. They were very tall, like the Anakites. The Lord destroyed the Zamzumites, and the Ammonites forced them out of the land and took their place. The Lord did the same thing for the descendants of Esau, who lived in Edom. When he destroyed the Horites, the Edomites forced them out of the land and took their place, and they live there to this day. The Cretan people came from Crete and destroyed the Avites, who lived in the towns all the way to Gaza. The Cretans destroyed them and took their place. The Lord said, "Get up and cross the Arnon ravine. See, I am giving you the power to defeat Sihon the Amorite, king of Heshbon, and I am giving you his land. So fight against him and begin taking his land. Today I will begin to make all the people in the land afraid of you. And when they hear reports about you, they will shake with fear, and they will be terrified of you." I sent messengers from the desert of Kedemoth to Sihon, king of Heshbon, and they offered him peace, saying, "If you let us pass through your country, we will stay on the road and not turn right or left. We will pay you in silver for any food we eat or water we drink. We only want to walk through your country." The descendants of Esau and Edom let us go through their land, and so did the Moabites and Ar. We want to cross the Jordan River into the land the Lord our God has given us. But Sihon, king of Heshbon, would not let us pass, because the Lord your God had made him stubborn. The Lord wanted you to defeat Sihon, and now this has happened. The Lord said to me, "See, I have begun to give Sihon his country to you. Begin taking the land as your own." Then Sihon and his army came out and fought us at Jahaz. But the Lord our God gave Sihon to us. We defeated him, his sons, and all his army. We captured all his cities at that time and completely destroyed them, as well as the men, women, and children. We left no one alive, but we kept the cattle and valuable things for the cities for ourselves. We defeated Aor on the edge of the Arnon ravine, and we defeated a town on the ravine, and even as far as Gilead. No town was too strong for us. The Lord our God gave us all of them. But you did not go near the land of the Ammonites on the shores of the Jabbok River, or the towns in the mountains, as the Lord our God had commanded. So we see Moses given a retelling of everything that's taken place. And this is important because he doesn't want them to forget about what has taken place. And also, remember, he is talking to the kids of the men who refused to go into the promised land because they were scared. And so he is reteaching them. And so that's why it's always important for us to go back and look at scripture over and over and over so that we see how God is working. And we also see Moses reaffirm the fact that at first they denied what they wanted to do with God, and so they disobeyed, and then they realized that they were wrong, and then they disobeyed again to go back and fight, and then they lost. And so it's a terrible cycle that gets going when we disobey God. So the best thing for us to do is to do it right the first time, and to be able to do that, we have to know his word and to continue to read it again and again. I hope you have an awesome day today.